everyone, and my god, it's good to be back. You will probably notice that we're not completely the same. Over the last week, I have been working very, very hard to try and find an alternative game version, I should say, to what we were using last time. I have found it. It does mean we go back to Legion, but that is a small price to pay. So, last time, after I'd been very pissed off, to which I apologize, we landed here, and Doc and Gear Grinder here tried to get us back to life. We're just going to get stuck straight back in. Now, I've been doing meticulous tests, trying to make sure this is good, and won't be glitchy or buggy in any way, and it will be totally fine. So,
what's up?
This is the only problem. Hopefully, it won't be like this in the future.
Have a good one. Yo!
But the rest of them are totally
Glad I could help.
this experience with the Bilgewater Cartel, that did seem rather loud, actually. I'm just gonna double check. Oh god. Let's get us down to about 40.
What?
Rescued 6 goblins.
On your way!
Right, let's get stuck in. I've gone through 4 different full game versions of WoW to get to where we are. And oh my god, I never thought it would be so much of a problem. There are still some graphical glitches. As you can tell, there are no goblins here. Hopefully that will sort itself out within the next little bit. I've tried to stick with the same kind of gear stuff. Like that.
What's the word on the street?
Semi-similar stuff, but different in its own way. The problems that I've found is not only did not a lot of people not really enjoy Battle for Azeroth. In fact, I watched several very detailed videos about why Battle of Azeroth did not do so well, and most people regard Legion as being very, well, one of the last good expansions. I also learned that there's no guarantee with any private server that everything's going to work perfectly. So it becomes a bit like... we're going to go and turn that in over there. It becomes a bit more of a trial and error. So yes, I found that Firestorm, who were the server hosts that we were using last time, were next to useless, and when I tried to, sort out the issues and talk to the people about them, they assumed that I had done something wrong, and basically stopped talking to me, or stopped trying to answer any of my questions.
I ain't getting paid to chat.
Which is great. Speaking of great, we've just hit level 6. Retrieve 8 crates of tools.
Bumped my head off.
There we go, now they've all just loaded in. That's very strange, but you see what I mean. Sometimes it just takes one little thing as a catalyst.
Can I lighten that coin purse for you?
So, the differences with this one, in comparison to, let's say, the one we use for WoW, not WoW, Mr. Pandaria, there are a few differences. Number 1, this is slightly less populated. The Mr. Pandaria one is way more populated than I thought it would be. Number 2, this one has its own very weird shop. Let's see, what else?
I can't help but think that if it weren't for a certain someone's meddling back on Kazan, we'd all be safe and sound in Azara by now.
Yeah, sort
Don't waste my time.
Monkey business. Feed 10 bomb-throwing monkeys by tossing nitropotassium bananas to them. Absolutely.
Move it!
Why not?
Quickly,
Shaman
quickly!
Taylor wants us to kill 6 Pteropter
Careful out there.
Priest trainer, mage trainer, hunter trainer, so nothing we can use.
I want you all to listen good. Anyone who's not with me can start looking for a new job.
It does sound an awful lot like my own boss. There we go. Yeah. So, wait, must have a dagger equipped. Do I not? Oh, I don't. I've got. Okay, let's do that instead. There we go. In the offhand. Stone arrowhead, broken bloodstained bow.
I want you all to listen good. Anyone who's not with me can start looking for a new job.
Fantastic. So yeah, I've kind of gotten used to going through this starting area quite a lot. I've had to do it multiple times. And these guys who I'm with now, I think I've told you are. Still a bit too loud. I think I may be right there. Let's bump it down to about 20%. There we go. So, yeah, these guys are brilliant so far. Everything's just fallen into place. There are still some weird things that go on with it, and I've come to accept that. But for the most part, we should be able to level with no problems. It also gave us a free character boost, which is not very ordinary.
Anyone who's not with me can start looking for a new job.
So I got a free big leveled character, and I made a hunter. Big level. I think it's a 101. It's one of those ones where you could just boost yourself. Yeah, it's basically a free character boost, but you can do it multiple times, which is very cool. So I thought it would be a cool idea to okay, can't click on that monkey, to use this boosted character
I want you all to listen good.
to
Anyone who's not with me can start looking for a new job.
damn it, Gallywix, I'm trying to think here. Use it to do old dungeon runs. You know, I was talking about that earlier, and I just thought, well, the problem with Mr. Pandaria is that though it is possible to do dungeon runs, I don't have high enough level characters to do it, and not all of the dungeons that I want to do are there. So, with this one, there's more dungeons, and I already have a high level character who's ready to go for it. My thought process is I use that one, the high level character, to run through the most relaxing versions of dungeons that I can. I'm not worrying about staying alive simply because I'm so high a level that it doesn't really matter. So it's going to be more of a guided tour. That's what I tend to say for escape rooms when I'm at work and people just can't get it.
Go!
There we go.
I can't help but think that if it weren't for a
Monkey business, and we'll get the
someone's
monkey
metal
handler
back
gloves.
design,
Oh
we'd
yeah.
all be safe and sound in Ishara by now.
There we go, it's the monkey handler gloves. Now, I also have
Looking
an
at
interesting
me.
way to change the amount of XP we
Stay
get.
strong.
So we'd need to go to interface uwow.biz, well that's where it is, and then experience modifier, which is here. There's also daily rewards, which are turned off. You can do the entire thing in hardcore and disable XP bonuses. We currently have it on times 3.
Yes? What do you want?
We're going to get rid of that and 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 that. come back to the leather gear if we need it.
Come back
Wait.
anytime.
Yeah, we got plenty of money. And these guys are doing alright. There's Slinky.
Quickly, quickly! Careful out
okay.
there.
Let's go.
I can't help but think
Oh,
that if it
please.
weren't for a certain someone's meddling back on Kazan, we'd all be safe and sound in Ishara by now.
Yes, alright, alright. I hope he's not going to be shouting that the entirety of our stay here. Damp wick. Come on.
What?
Minor troubles. And she'll give us a miner's vest. And capturing the unknown.
Hit the
Bring
road.
our thing. Alright, let's go.
I ain't getting paid to
Here's
chat.
our miner. We're taking it for a little walk. Come on. Ignore the skull. I'll get this guy. There we go. Can we get that? Apparently, yes. Fantastic. Can we get that? Yes, we can. Well, that's good. I'm happy with that. Now, I remember specifically in vanilla that the miner will stop and try and kill anything that's in this cave. So that's kind of nice. I mean, it's a little fucked. But as I say, we are to expect funny things to be going on with this. We also don't have 700,000 bags like we did last game. I'm still upset about that. I basically said I'm not interested in their product anymore, and they were, you know, passive in it, which I don't care about. But yeah, we're here now, we're having fun. Things are going to be a little strange. The community, though, seems a lot nicer. There's a thriving world channel, which I won't go into. I've kind of put it to the side, so it's separate from everything else. Ooh, that's a lot of monkeys. Okay. There we go. There's that. We'll take a picture of that. Wow, that was a bright flash. Apologies. Oh dear. You know, I do love the stealth sneak that the goblins do. I also love the fact that it just looks like he's become one with the minecart, but we won't go into that. We don't need to go into that. Yeah, so it seems all the weird glitches that I've come across so far have only been with goblins. And I have tried it with 6 different characters on this realm. I don't know why, but it just seems that the goblins in this game are the most glitchy. Right, are you all done? There, you're good. Okay. We'll take a picture of that. Another bright flash, thank you. Orcs can write, and that's the field journal. There should be a witch doctor here, but I
I
don't
want you all to listen good.
Oh.
Anyone who's not with me can start looking for a new job.
Fantastic, well. Thought I was supposed to be a little pygmy guy up there. But no worries. So I reckon we'll probably get to level 10 I mean, I've put it on ×3, but it doesn't really feel like ×3. I may be wrong, though. Right, damn wick, there's your miner's troubles, that's my miner's vest. Lay claim to the mine, fine. There's your miner's vest, the field journal's there. We're going to bring that back here. Back in with the trade prince talking all of his shit very loudly, to which again I apologize. Because it's different. It's a bit of a learning curve for me in the same way. Like,
I can't help but think
right,
that if
orcs
it
can
weren't
write,
for a
there's that.
certain someone's meddling
Capturing the
back on
unknown,
Kazan,
and any enemy
we'd
of my
all
enemy.
be safe
Deliver the
and
field-based
sound
general
in
aggro,
Ishara.
hold base in the Lost Isles. Good stuff.
This stuff sells itself.
Slightly damp salvage, we'll get rid of these. Don't need that, don't need that, don't need that, don't need that, and don't need that. Catch a cola. The leather belts, the boots we have better of, the braces are about the same, the gloves we have better of, the trousers we
I want you all
will
to
be
listen
getting
good.
better ones.
Anyone who's not with me can start looking for
Let's
a
just
new
get the
job.
belt.
was
There we go.
gone.
Let's go. We are going this way. Alrighty. Let's see. Yeah, we go behind the mine, don't we? Yeah, that's it. It was good to replay it, though, I will admit. It was good to replay it with the music on, you know, just to get to this point. Because I just like this starting area. Oh, that reminds me. It was very interesting to see Chromie when I first started a new character. You would see Chromie who would go, "Hey, do you want me to skip you, like to like get you out of this starting area so you can just go straight in and start leveling?" It won't change your level though. So that was an interesting little thing. Here's the horde cap. Boink. Jump over that. Agra, who's also crashed. The enemy of my enemy. There we go. Sailor's leggings. Grab that. Find Killag Gorfang in the Vicious Vale on the Lost Isles. You got it. Let's go. We'll also have some Cajacola. Which will do nothing for us, but it'll, you know, it's something. Yes. He's in, how you say, trouble. Killag. How are we doing? Yes, we can fight. Use the Weed Whacker with your Goblin or the Wonder Belt to mow down 100 of the plants within the Vicious Vale. Yeah. Here we go. Yeah, I'm glad I turned the volume down already because this would have been loud. So, some of my favorite bugs that would happen with some of the old versions were every time you would boost the trike in the Goblin area, it would cancel whatever movement you're doing. Then, once you finish the boost, it would then basically stop you again. So you had to double tap at the end and double tap at the start just to keep going in a straight line. It was very funny. Okay, no, we're fine, we're fine. Alright. There's the Weed Whacker thing. There's my new boots in form aggro. Weed Stompers. Oh, they're not as good. Okay. Sure, keep it off then. Back to to aggro. We're moving northwest. Yeah, recovered knit belt is cloth, salvaged chain, and then water stained leather. As opposed to that, it's an extra little bit of armor. It just looks very red. We'll come back to it. We don't really need it.
Speak your mind. Go with honor.
Alright, find out where they are, no problem. That was one of the bugs. Oh, excuse me. Let's look at know what this is about. The next weird bug. God, what was it? Every time you opened a quest, as soon as you're picking it up, it would be what the title of that quest was, blank, and then reward blank, and it would auto accept it for you, which especially I just thought, like, when we're trying to do like the later things, like reading it all out, it would just not work. And so yeah, that was another thing that was a bit screwed up. And here's all the goblins trying to make their way over to the next area, but we'll come back to that a little later. Lag wants us to move forward, kill 10 SI7 assassins. We'll get ourselves a spy poker, which is going to be brilliant for what we need. Here's the thing. We will get some infrared heat focals. So yeah, that's a jungle cat. That's fine. That's a monkey. We're looking for... There they are. I've also been thinking about... Oh, well, I'm going to come up a lot more now. Thinking about what class we should be. Because if memory serves, it's subtlety, outlaw, and then like toxin based. Ooh, oh, it's two-handed. Never mind. We'll get some linen cloth now. Because we're very much still in the process of testing this thing out. We're not going to do many professions. I thought about doing some, like leatherworking, for example. I also remembered that it's not as easy to do. I think. You know what, actually, give me a sec. Let's finish up with this guy. And then we can go and double check. There we go. Right. Professions. Yeah, so there's assassination, outlaw, and subtlety. That was it. We're currently in assassination. I quite like to go through outlaw. I feel like that would be kind of cool. But then we'll also have to see what subtlety is like. Leather, it's primary. Starting at level 50, you can receive... Yeah, so it's mostly going to be leather. So leather would be a good shout. I've just come over here
Break it, you bite.
to see if
Hey, how you doing?
there is a... No, there's not. See, I thought there would be. A trainer, a profession trainer. So there's one now. We're missing out on quite a lot, like skinning and tanning. So maybe we'll pick up something a little along the way. Making our own armor would be kind of cool, though I know it's probably not going to come anywhere close to the stuff that we'll have. And also the auction house that they have is apparently not as extensive as the Mr. Pandaria one, so it may be a little harder to get some things. But we'll see. We will see. Right now I'm just enjoying playing a not so buggy version of the game. is a main hand weapon. Okay. We'll pop that on instead of the dirk, but then we'll lose the sinister strike. So they're the exact same. And as long as we've got some points, we should be able to. Yeah. Oh, that just auto attack. Yeah, we're not gonna do that. We're just gonna have to auto attack them to death. We also got Rocket Barrage. Come on, man, we got this, we got this, we got this, we got this. Right. Fucking hell, put the dirt back. There's the Pteraptor Matriarch. We're not gonna fuck with that. There we go. Journeyman's Stave. We will sell that when we get back. Whoopsie. Take that out. No? Okay. There we go. Should probably help this girl out. Or the guy out, I should say. Yep. Ooh, that's not a happy flash. Now, yeah. In terms of our death, I can't remember how it happened, but we're just, I don't know.
Strength and honor.
Spy poker. What do you mean item upgraded? It's not upgraded, it's the same thing. Okay, yeah, sure. Pop that on like that.
For the Horde.
You want us to go to the cliffs, speak to the cliffs, north of Savage Clan, and we'll get on the cat to do that. We no longer need the Orc Scout. You can take him back whenever you want. Or is he coming with us? I guess he's coming with us. Fuck it, okay. Oh, fuck. Yeah, you take care of him, bro. Yeah, there's always going to be... I mean, I don't remember any major problems with the Miss Pandaria one, which does lead me to believe that perhaps that one was, like, the most stable. What I really wanted to do was, I mainly wanted to go above Miss Pandaria so that if I wanted to, I could easily solo raid content as well for Miss Pandaria, which will tie back to what we were doing. But that is what I'm going to try and do is do little mini videos that will go through a dungeon, and they'll mostly be Mr. Pandaria or classic dungeons, and I'll see how it goes. Retrieve the gyro chopper keys. The guy's gone now, that's good. Ancestral orb held in the offhand. You haven't collected this appearance, my goodness, I haven't seen that in a while. Right. The only thing I have noticed is none of them move around. No one has any, like, pathing. So it does make it slightly easier. If, for example, you just want to kick the shit out of them. There we go. And because we are stealthed, we can just walk straight through. Gyro chopper pilot. Yeah, we'll get him. pop that in. We'll get the seat belt. As I was saying before, rudely interrupted by music that I will not be able to use. Which is a shame, because it's the Goblin music. You know, I've actually forgotten entirely what I was going to say. Bollocks. It was just the fact that the music came from nowhere, I think. Oh, it's Thrall.
Loktar, friend.
Hello, bud.
What is it you wish?
Make your way up to the upper decks. Vengeance wake off the shore of Lost Isles and speak with Thrall. You got it. Let's go. Oh, we don't. These guys are level 7.
Sons of Stormwall, descend and destroy those who would prevent me from protecting this world.
Oh dear. Oh dear. I think I may be dead here again. Whoop. Swim low. Shit.
Descend and destroy those who would prevent me from protecting this world.
What the fuck? Where do these guys come from? Yeah, this is definitely a death. Yeah, what the fuck was that? And then I assume they're just gonna, phase straight through the ship. Awesome. Alright, this isn't going well for me. Can I hand this in quick?
Loktar, friend. Powerful is the ocean. Heed my call.
Note to self. Cutscenes in this will probably spurt music.
Loktar, friend.
For God's sake, right, let's see. Can't use either of them. That one costs more to sell. Speak with Sassy Hard Ranch, and away we go. Shaman Trader, Mage Trader, Slightly Dice, Damp Salvage. Yeah, we don't need that. We don't need that. We do need that. In fact, that saved our life for a little bit. We don't need that. We don't need that. We don't need that. Toes in, toes up. Excuse me, I think we're gonna go toes in. And don't need any of them.
Goblin products sound help you with
Okay.
something last.
Survive the rocky sling.
You can make it here.
Yeah.
You think you're such a big shot.
Yes, I do.
Saving
Don't
everyone
waste my
and
time.
making friends with these orcs.
Alright. Yeah. Let's go for it. There we go. And look, it's going so well. We're soon to be coming upon the most wanted pet that I always wanted that I could never get. I'll show it to you nearer the time. Here we are, Foreman Dankwick. Up and away, fantastic. Not everybody did survive the trip. Climb up to the top of the mountain of explosives and use the Town in the Blocks plunger, where we will get ourselves a little bag. I like the way that they did this as well. Like, check it out. Oh. he'd still be there looking good. if I didn't big him up like that. Fuck you know.
Makes
Alright,
sense.
it's a town in a box. Fantastic. Hobart needs you.
Careful out there.
Bank robber's bag. We didn't get a bag in a box. That's unfortunate.
Smart
I'm
enough,
sure
huh?
we will. Major trauma and shipment treasure. There's a salvage. Innkeeper.
Don't waste my time.
Whoops.
On your way.
Make you in.
Move it.
Yeah. Now. Hobart, grapple
Oh,
hammer.
go.
Yep. Uh-huh. There it is. Empty town in a box. Capture 10 wild cluckers by attaching remote control fireworks to them. We'll get ourselves a broken plunger. Okay. Or a whammo blammo. I think we're going to go with the broken plunger, but I'll tell you what. That's a first aid trainer and that's a profession trainer. I'd like to purchase primary profession training. We're going to get leatherworking. Skinner first, right? Yep. And then cloth armors. No, leatherworker makes leather armor up to a maximum potential skill level of 75. Leather scraps and hides gathered by the skinning skill. Yep. Or scribe. I've never done that, but we're going to do apprentice leatherworker and apprentice. Yeah. There we go. And we got some new recipes. Now this is all going to be completely new to me. I have no idea how this will work.
What's the word on the street?
First aid trainer.
Be careful out there.
I could make bandages, which is useful
Don't
to
be
a degree.
stranger.
The smoking boots on the bottom there, I didn't even see that. Right, okay. We're going to get ourselves a skinning knife. Where is it? Because I remember that. I did a little research. Skinning knife. There we go. It does not need to be equipped, which is nice. Okay. Awesome. Right. So, we'll pop this over here. Then we will go to Spellbook's Professions. Skinning. Okay, that's a skinner to effectively gather stuff, right? Leatherworking. So we get some light leather from that. We can make a light armor kit from light leather, hand-stitched leather vest, which is better than what we got with coarse thread. Okay. Coarse thread is going to be a crafting reagent. We'll get on that. Right. Let's see. Let's get those wild clucks. Those clucking birds. There we go. Now the good thing is, because these guys used to be fast, it would be difficult to try and pin them down, but it seems like they're a bit more docile than this. There we go. You see where they're going. Up the top there. Actually, where the fuck are they going? That's... Oh. You know what? Let's
Don't
not
waste
look
my
into that.
time.
We're gonna take the broken plunger and the empty town in a box.
Oh, go.
So it would be better if we put it on the first bank knocker. There we go. Lovely. Right, hunter
Quickly,
trainer,
quickly.
trading up. Gather 5 shiny raptor
Go,
eggs.
Rogue.
Sure, we can do that. Anything else? No? Alright, let's go. This will also be, hopefully, a pretty good place for us to try our skinning. And we have the skinning knife, which is up here. I'm going to pop that over there. The bank robber's bag for now will be trade goods, I guess. Alright, raptor eyes. Shiny raptor eggs. Oops. Uh-oh. We may have another problem. Ooh. Alright, come on. Get it. Now, when we hit level 8, I'll notice whether or not these guys are level 8 as well. I know we're not quite there yet, but... There we go. Right, skin it. got some leather. And that one failed, apparently. Alright, no problem. And then these guys, jungle panthers, could be also a decent way for us to do it. What do you mean out of range? I'm in it. Okay, let's try a different trap. Completely passive. Very interesting. I'm fairly sure that wasn't supposed to happen, but no problem. Right, let's try this. Grab that egg. Okay, kill this one. Skin it. And we'll get nothing from it, that's okay. Awesome. Another one. And wild clucker thing. There we go. Oh, it's got more than one. Eggy. I see a sword there. That's two-handed. That's a main hand sword. But it's not as good as what we need. We need to keep that poker in. Basically, there needs to be at least one. Right, we'll move the light leather over here and the ruined leather scraps over there. And we'll sneak our way over to the last one here. But cool, seems like leatherworking might be our thing. Only the one. Nice. Alright, let's get out of here. Let's just... yeah, that's it. What leather gloves there? About the same. No stress. But there was, in fact, stress. No, there's no stress. We're all fine here. Yeah, we'll hand that in over there and jump.
What?
Trading up. Okay.
On your way.
That's level 8. Now, these chickens. They're still level 7. Alright, okay. Hoovard,
Makes
grapple
sense.
hammer, the biggest eggs ever. There it is. That's what I wanted.
Careful
I wanted
out
that so
there.
bad when I was a hunter. Like, it made sense that I must acquire it. Cheap shot as a skill requires stealth and stuns the target for 4 seconds. There it is. There it is. Mecha chicken. Now, obviously, if I was a gnome, I should be able to tame that by default. Because they had a new skill thing. They get the... I think they got that in Battle for Azeroth, actually. Now I think about it, there's probably not be something that we can deal with. Get up. The biggest egg ever. And the chicken is just kind of burst into fucking nothing. That's also fine. Alright, let's bring the biggest egg ever back. Okay, let's see. Back for you, and there's your egg. There's the biggest egg. Best braces, which apparently were also upgraded to green. Collect 5 shark parts. Ah, yes, the sharky shark parts. Sure. Let's pop that on. Oh, it was. Yeah, look. Agility, stamina, intellect. Go on now. Let's get some shark parts. These are still level 7 as well, so it should be... We're around the level we should be. I think that doesn't seem right though. But we'll look it up. Worst case, it just means we're just being a bit of a slow burner. Which is no problem. There's some shark parts. Oh, and we can skin them too. That failed. But that did well. Awesome. God, I need to find something that refreshes my energy faster. I'm using it far too much. There we go. 2 more. 1 failed. The other one also failed, but we're still gaining levels. Any more sharks? Closest one is that one there. Yeah, we're still gaining levels, we're just not gaining... what's it? What is it? There, we're not gaining materials, that's what I was trying to think of. Let's see, I also got some journeyman pants, we don't need them. We also got a hunting cloak, which we can put on. Yeah, everything else is looking good. It looks like we're going to run out of bag space quite quickly. So, let's get this sorted. Yep, and yep. Okay. Assistant Greeley.
Yeah? What do you want?
There you go, shark parts for you. Kill the... Oh, yeah, use the Mecha X Steam to slay the hammer. And I'll get a hammer, which will be a mace, which is better than what we got. It's got to be better with what I got for both things. However, I need a shiv at least to do that. Now, in terms of... That's not it. But it's nice that we have these again. Kind of missed them in Mr. Pandaria, I'm not going to lie. Leather working, I'm going to pop that over here, so it'll be kind of semi-useful. Let's make some light leather from that. Leather working goes up, we can make a light armor kit, which will permanently increase the armor value of an item worn by the chest, legs, hands, or feet by 1. Great, but also fairly fucking useless, and we can't do anything else without a coarse thread. Braces, I think... No, we're good for braces. Boots. Cloak. No. For now we're doing fine. I think it's a bit early for us to be doing it, but it's nice that we can be able to do it at the same time. Okay. Is it? Mecha Shark. There he is. Laser beam. Laser beam. Explosive barrage. Laser beam. Laser beam. Laser beam. Laser beam. Laser beam. Laser beam. Sick. Didn't think that would work as well as it did, but hey ho, spaghettios. Does look like we're riding dirty. Oh, I thought we could really get on there. That would have been good. You were never able to do that anyway in just a base game. It's just it'd be funny, really, wouldn't it? Right. Hobart. There's my hammer. It's not been upgraded. You haven't upgraded it, you Relia. Speak with Megs.
Careful out there.
Right.
I know a buyer when I see one.
Yeah, no, we're good. Better. 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 Yeah, we've got everything better than we need. We'll get rid of that and that. We'll keep the hammer for actually. Yeah, we'll put the hammer on that like that, and then this is all that little goal icon. I wish there was a way in which I can. Oh Jesus, that's not what I meant to do. Skinning knife over there. Actually, all right, cool.
Glad I could help.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Sell graze button. Anything else here? No. All right, let's go. Gonna go see the pygmies. Now, this is another thing. Game data is currently being downloaded. Now, I know for a fact that that's a fucking lie. If I was to go here, the exact same thing happened with Firestorm Launcher. It would say that bandwidth is apparently at 0 and the download is 0% complete. That's what I attributed to the failings of being. So that's going to be a lie. Everything's preloaded. I got the full version. Oh no, we're not going to go and see the pygmies. I apologize. That's up there. We're going to go see the Naga. There's so many bits of this this starting area alone. Right, they're only little bits and bobs, but fucking hell, they're good.
Well,
Alright, invasion imminent. Yep, we got a problem. Banner cloak, which is kind of better than what we got.
I know a buyer when I see
And
one.
Naga hides.
You break it, you buy it.
Slightly worm-eaten hardtack, tarp collecting dew, goblin shortbread, and volcanic spring water. We won't worry about any of that. Grab the banners, kill the Nagas, and get their hides. That's what we're going to be aiming for. These ones can walk around. That's nice. Now, I'm sure that as I level this road, I'm going to learn a lot more about what should be on the hotbar. So I apologize if I don't get it immediately. The thing was, with Druid, I kind of knew what I was doing. With Hunter, I really quite did know, and I still do know what I'm doing with it. With Rogue, I've never played a Rogue beyond level 20, I think, and that was the old level 20 when it could go to a higher thing. So, crack sledge. It's a two-hander. But yeah, I really do not have any idea of what I'm doing. So it's very much a winging it kind of thing. I'm hoping that you can forgive me in that. And forgive the yawning as well, I apologize. I've had... actually, yeah, I had some very good news today. So I've had... I was rang up by someone, I guess, who offered me a paid gig for doing my shanty singing, and for any, like, I'd just been doing the shanty festivals, which they will pay you in basically exposure, beer tokens that I don't use, and pasty tokens, which are fantastic, but 8 times out of 10 I don't have the time to go and eat something. So the fact that someone is paying me and giving me an accurate idea of how much I should be charging for my services, because I still don't know. I still have absolutely no idea. Because in my head I'm just like, well, it's just me, isn't it? I wouldn't really charge that much because I'm a bit shit, aren't I? Wait, am I supposed to be doing something with these intact high? Yeah. No, I shouldn't be doing anything differently. I think I'm just getting a little unlucky. So yeah, having someone say, hey, you're really good enough and I would like to pay you for your voice is astonishing. And I'm, oh god, I was over the moon earlier, really over the moon. I never thought it would happen, really, I guess. And so because of that, I've been practicing my music and gaining as much confidence and experience as I can. There we go, we're starting to get them now. How did you see me? Maybe I got this close. This is another thing of rogues. I don't quite know how stealth works. I got it with the druid. It kind of works in a similar way, but I shouldn't be thinking about this version of World of Warcraft with vanilla version of World of Warcraft, because they're not the same. So yeah, I got my first paid gigs. I'm very excited for them. Whoa. Once again, coming in clutch. Rusty Hatchet. It's better than the poker, but not as good as the hammer. Wait, can I actually get something socketed on that? Fucking hell, I can as well. Alright, if I find any more gems, I'm gonna socket this because that just seems so funny. It's another one, there we go, that's everything. Oh, almost. Now it's everything. So yeah, that's huge news for me. I'm very, very excited for it. It will pay for my air travel to go to a different festival. So it's just everything's coming up Millhouse. It's very cool.
My way or the highway.
Right, there's your Naga hides.
If you ever need any,
There's your Vanna cloak thing. Use the irresistible poop honey to lure 12 Naga hatchlings. Yeah, go on then. I think we'll finish this quest and then we'll call it for the evening because we're just coming up to about an hour. And if I have to go through and edit out all the music in this so I don't get another copyright strike. Actually, I haven't had one copyright strike yet. I think I've been quite careful. So, yeah. But I'd still not rather start today. So I'm just going to check the names. No. There we go, right. Pool party. Let's go. That is not it. Just wanted to get rid of that. we'll deal with that another time. We'll pop that back on. Let's see if we can get some of these guys. Okay. Well, that's not going to be confusing at all, is it? Yeah. 7. Another 3. That's 11. One more. Alrighty, let's go. We'll turn that in, and we'll call it for the evening. Disciple Stein of Arcane Wrath, sure. Another Rusty Hatchet and another Minor Healing Potion. We'll pop that up there. We do need the Banner Cloak. We'll pop that on anyway. You coming with me? Nah, it doesn't matter. Usually they do. One of them is anyway. Noted. There we go. I reckon there's only one more bit that we need to do after this. So
What's shaking?
there we go. There they all are. Yeah, deal with the leader of the Naga at the ruins of Ashian.
See you around, friend.
Vashir Jilan. But now they're all here. Okay. Yeah, we'll call it here for this evening. We've got quite far. And only a few minor bugs. Nothing major. Once we're done with this, we'll continue going. This may take a couple more episodes. But in the meantime, I hope you enjoy it. If there are things that really piss you off or you don't like, please let me know, because otherwise I'm just not going to know about it. Right, that's it, everyone. Take care. Stay safe. And I will see you next week. Bye-bye.